Hello, Harston, agus fáilteadh go Speak Gaelic. Welcome to Speak Gaelic. I hope you've had the chance to practice some of your favourite Gaelic phrases since we last met. Hamindalchas, I hope. In the previous episode, we looked at opeth, work, opeth. And this time, our focus is going to be on what we enjoy doing when we're not working. Nuair na chéil sinne gopeth, when we're not working. Nuair na chéil sinne gopeth. I enjoy singing and dancing, and if I can combine them, ha mi chosoneri broig. I'm as happy as Larry. Ha mi chosoneri broig. This is another one of those Gaelic phrases that gets a bit lost in translation. Literally, it means as happy as a shoe. Chosoneri broig. And I'm sure we'll be just as happy for the next half hour. Let's see what's ahead of us. How to discuss what you do in your free time.
Still in Balcoshe.
Callum McLean takes a trip to the theatre. Talk about holidays.
Bhí mí a sréip agus a cóiseach ann in Catalonia.
And we'll meet learner Kit Rodmanor and find out why they took an interest in the language. But first, it's time to speak Gaelic. A bhfuil sibh déisial? Are you ready? Nach tá sig sin. The Gaelic for hobbies is cursachatan. Cursachatan. To ask someone what their hobbies are, you could say, Jane na cursachatan a hacket. What are your hobbies? Jane na cursachatan a hacket. And to answer, you can use is tullum. I like. Is tullum. For example, if you like reading, is tullum lévig. I like reading. Is tullum lévig. Or is tullum cócarach. I like cooking. Is tullum cócarach. When talking about something you like doing, you'll also hear is tullum a bhí. I like to. Is tullum a bhí. Followed by what it is you like doing. Is tullum a bhí a lévig. I like to read. Is tullum a bhí a lévig. Or another example, is tullum a bhí a cócarach. I like to cook. Is tullum a bhí a cócarach. To ask if someone likes something in particular, it's an tullicht. Do you like? Followed by whatever it is. An tullicht. An tullicht lévig. Do you like reading? An tullicht lévig. Or do you like cooking? An tullicht cócarach. Do you like cooking? An tullicht cócarach. And to answer, if you do, it's stull. I do. Stull. And if you don't, chatal. I don't. Chatal. Let's listen to this conversation and see whether you can work out what it is that people like and dislike, and in particular, listen out for is tullum and is tullum a bhí.
Hello, Vali Sebastian. Marasha Venju.
Hi, Gamat Appleiv.
Hawa mahan.
Hi, Bria. And Talia Tleva Gavadi.
Hatal, Stellam and Garig, agus Stellam Cockrach.
Stellam Lorichen. Stellam Lebe.
Stellam vi quite the television.
The Kushaka de Naka de Varsha.
Still in Balcoshe. Be me cloich kitchery mo harchin.
And Bukluja Hulawa.
Be sin a cloich a hulwa out in skull. Still am gimmick computer. Be me hin agus mama cloich calla.
Havishin a quite gemmich in computer treich.
Hagatarik, mam.
Hanyami mad cloich.
And talive kill.
Is Talam Kill. Be me a she?
Oh.
Did you recognise any of the phrases there? We heard Elsie asking Marstein, "A vilkur shachataнаket?" Do you have hobbies? A vilkur shachataнаket? He replied, "Is tullum balkoshe? I like football." Is tullum balkoshe? And he went on to tell her, "Bí mi a clúich cúte di mo charachin." I play with my friends. Bí mi a clúich cúte di mo charachin. We also heard Elsie asking Maddie if she liked reading. An tallecht levuch. Do you like reading? An tallecht levuch. And Maddie replied, "Chatal." I don't. Chatal. But she went on to say, "Is tullum kochgerach?" I enjoy cooking. Is tullum kochgerach? Let's listen to that conversation again.
Tá leat léamh go bhfadaí.
Chatal, is tuilm an garach agus is tuilm cócraach.
Stillam leorichin. Stillam léamh.
Is tuilm bhí cáid the television.
Vilkur shachataнаket de bharste.
Stillan bal coshe. Bí mi clúich cúte mo charachin.
Yn bw clwch o hwyl wa.
Bí. Bí sin na clúich a hulá ont in skull.
Nisha, ha mi cho sonne ri broig. I'm as happy as Larry, ha mi cho sonne ri broig, because this is possibly my favourite part of the programme, where we get to be a bit nosy and learn about some of the other people like us who are also learning Gaelic. I've been joined by Kit Rodmanor, but before we start chatting about their learning journey, let's find out a bit more about them.
Hello, it's Misha Kit Rodmanor. I'm Kit Rodmanor. I'm originally from Dumfries in Galloway, ach inis ha mi a fidach an am cumar na nát. Agus seo fudge. Again. I've always had an interest in Gaelic. I lived in Wales for a while and was impressed by the attitude to bilingualism, and that's what encouraged me to learn Gaelic when I came back to Scotland. Ha mo ven a giúnsa go Gaelic cúteach. A bhfuil a géirí cúpatí a grai. Okay. That helps with practicing our Gaelic at home. Sure good. That's left. Since learning Gaelic, I've met more and more people that speak the language, and it's been really inspiring. I'm trying to incorporate Gaelic into as many aspects of my life as I can. Ha oped car anasach acham. Hugin gan circus. I'm a teacher in a circus school. I've been doing this for about 6 years and I love it. I was involved in youth circus as a child and then I studied physical theatre and circus arts. I'm really lucky that my work also happens to be my hobby, and I've been including a bit of Gaelic in my performance. Aber spars.
Val George can speak Gaelic, Kit. Cymryd how?
Ha mi ceisgile ar tapalat.
Glivas, ma daikin. It is lovely to see you. And can you tell us a wee bit about how the bilingualism approach in Wales encouraged you to learn Gaelic?
Yeah, well, I was living in Wales when my daughter was a baby, and I grew up in Scotland, and I did know people. I had friends who spoke Gaelic or had it as a first language, but it never really occurred to me to learn it until I moved to Wales, and there was so much positivity. Everyone was like, you know, why don't you learn this language? You know, it's so good for children to speak 2 languages, to be bilingual, and it just got me thinking, how come this is not the same in Scotland? Like, why don't I speak Gaelic? And I thought this would be something I'd really like to get involved in. I'd really like my daughter to kind of have this part of her cultural heritage.
Oh, wonderful. And how long have you been learning Gaelic for?
So from the very start, probably about 4 years, we moved back to Scotland 4 years ago. And I think that was a few months after that I literally went online and thought, how do I go about doing this? How do I start? So yeah, about 4 years, but more intensively for the past year doing the Bliana Bhalgaigh, the intensive course.
Oh, wonderful. And you've said that you want to incorporate Gaelic into as much of your life as possible. How is that going?
Me and Achma.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite well. So I would say that there's definitely Gaelic in our life every day. And that can come in different ways. So it might be having a chat with a pal at a cafe, might be doing a conversation class, might be having a catch up with pals from uni, it might be watching TV or listening to the radio or reading. But I really like reading, so a lot of reading through Gaelic.
Oh, it's such a great way to learn
Oh,
vocabulary and grammar.
It really is. Just even today, I was just reading and like going, oh, I didn't realise that, or oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, I think that's really helpful as well.
Definitely. And where do you want to go next with your learning?
I want to keep speaking. I really love speaking Gaelic. I love having the opportunity to do it, the opportunity to speak to as many people as possible. So I really want to incorporate it into really as many aspects of my life, which means the work that I'm doing, as well as my personal life. It had a big impact on me, actually, when I first came to be the Learner of the Week for the BBC and coming into a working environment where the language is being used as a living language on a daily basis. And I was like, oh, I want to be in a place like this. This is so exciting.
Yeah, it makes it feel real, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And it was a bit of a culture shock after coming out of an immersive course where you don't speak any English and be like, oh, actually, no, people do still speak English in the real world. Finding more and more ways to just have it in your daily life and to experience it as a living language as well, I think is really important. I've been writing a little bit of poetry, I read books. It's lovely going back to being able to teach workshops. We've been teaching some circus workshops outdoors. Yay, finally. And it's really interesting. I think in almost every place that I've been teaching in Edinburgh and in Glasgow, I have, by coincidence, have had at least one or two children, and in one case, a whole class of children who go through GME. So that's been really lovely to be able to teach unexpectedly through the medium has been really lovely.
Oh, so special.
That was really nice.
And finally, tell us, what is your favourite Gaelic word or phrase?
I think it's very unfair to have to make me choose because
just one.
There's so many, but the one I just stressed is Anna le Gael Vulach, which is the breath of the Gael on the top, where you can the Gael can have a wee rest at the top, which I really like.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one. Well, Kate Mira Tankett, thank you so much for coming to talk to us. I just hope that you continue to speak Gaelic in as many parts of your life as you can. Now, I really enjoy going to the theatre. When I have time off. But I didn't think that there was any chance of meeting Callum MacLean there. I've always thought of Callum as an outdoor type. However, I think he's going to surprise us today. So let's find out where he is and if he's Hossona Ribroig.
I always think we should look beyond the obvious, small things. You've heard of the 3 R's. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Well, today I've come to a Taigh Cluiche, a theatre, Taigh Cluiche, to find the 4th R. Reimagine. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Why, yes, I'll be right in. Solace, light. Fuaim, sound. Phallus, shadow. This is Sharmanka Kinetic Theatre, founded by sculptor-mechanic Eduard Bersudsky and theatre director Tatiana Yakovskaya in Russia back in 1989, but has been based in Glasgow since 1996. It's a unique collection of works called kinemats, moving sculptures driven by electrical motors and sophisticated mechanical devices. That's mechanicach in Gaelic, mechanicach. Made from old furniture, scrap metal and carved figures. Even when not in motion, these fantastical, intricate designs are works of art. But When the ceol, music, ceol starts, you enter a whole other world. But how does it work? Is it magic? Sergei Yakovsky will tell me all about what's going on.
To be honest, they look much more complex than they really are. The mechanics behind them and the electrics behind them are actually quite straightforward because of the complexity and amount of detail that Edward puts in his artwork. It gives it a fantastic illusion. I think that's what fascinates people quite often. They can't work out exactly how things move, and this is not something we can reveal.
This exhibition features a björst, a loom, björst, that was acquired from a Harris Tweed producer who was finished with it. So the björst has a new life here. From a loom shed in the Western Isles to Sharmanka in Glasgow. I love a happy ending. And what is the art telling us? What are the people saying?
Well, we have our own interpretation of it, but we try not to impose that onto our audiences. We very much encourage people to interpret it in their own way, find their own stories, associations with their own life, which is why I think there is such a big mass appeal across different age groups and people for different walks of life. For us, it's about human condition, a relentless circle of life, and all of these complexities of stuff we can't describe in words.
Wow, I feel inspired by this Taich Cluiche, by the dark, mysterious world created by the Solus, Fuam, Phallus. I can almost see myself as one of the little mechanical people moving to the rhythm of the ceol. Magic.
Callum. Thank you, Callum. I definitely think he's been enthused. And thanks to his efforts, we know that Solus is light, Fuaim is sound, and Phallus is shadow. Phallus. And Callum will be back with us in our next episode, but if you want to catch up with him and his exploits at any time, make sure you follow us on all of the usual social media platforms. Nisha, a Vilship Jeshal. It's time to speak some more Gaelic. Something many of us enjoy doing is going on holiday. Weichen Sura. Holidays. Weichen Sura. Or Idolf Weichen Sura. Going on holiday. Idolf Weichen Sura. Idolf in Gaelic means going. Idolf. Is Tullum vi Idolf Weichen Sura? I like going on holiday. Is Tullum vi Idolf Weichen Sura? To ask where someone is going or plans to go on holiday, we use the phrase catch and be. Where will you be? Catch and be. We've heard catch quite a few times in previous episodes and we'll use it again here. Catch and be with Dolph Weichen Sura. Where will you be going or where do you go on holiday? Catch and be with Dolph Weichen Sura. And to answer, be me a Dolph. I will be going or I go. Be me a Dolph. For example, be me a Dolph Ganetalch. I will be going to Italy. Be me a Dolph Ganetalch. Or if you're staying closer to home, be me a Dolph Ganeherug. I'll be going to Harris. Be me a Dolph Ganeherug. Now, to ask about a past holiday, we use catch and jech. Catch and jechu. Where did you go? Catch and jechu. And to answer, it's chaich me. I went. Chaich me. For example, chaich mi ganetalch. I went to Italy. Chaich mi ganetalch. Or closer to home again, chaich mi ganeherug. I went to Harris. Chaich mi ganeherug. Let's listen to this next conversation where people are talking about their holidays and see if you can work out where they've been or where they're going.
An Spáin. Still mi bhí dul an Spáin ar lainn suúre.
Catchin bí a dul.
Bhí mi dul go Asturias agus Catalonia. Still srip agus cóiseach. A tilid lainn suúre alles.
Stal, bí mi a dul den station Uinichtje, bí mi a dul go féis hiúil an Boston.
Ga mi gan station Uinichtje uithuris. Stel am an Rhain Jorpa.
Catchin jachu eins an Rhain Jorpa a héimiis.
Ga mi gan Rhain agus gan Elevis. Agus ga mi gan Spáin in Udi.
Wow.
Am you a fellow with lion suúd an blian na andre?
Bí mi a srip agus a cóiseach gewn an Catalonia.
Am bí suúd all a lion suúd an blian a chatriana?
Bí mi a dul a galapa. Bí mi a dul gan na herag.
Nach bí an títe fúr an nadalba.
Bí is stel na biantin ons na herag.
Stel leamsin na beant an out in Spáin.
Stel am na trein ons in Spáin.
Stel na trein ons na herag. Hi min cheers and romin am fallach.
Did you recognise some of the phrases we heard there? Alice asked Aundra, Catch and be with Dolph. Where do you go? Catch and be with Dolph. And he told her, Bí mi a Dolph go Asturias agus Catalonia. I go to Asturias and Catalonia. Bí mi a Dolph go Asturias agus Catalonia. And then he went on to explain, Stillam streep agus cóiseach. I like climbing and walking. Stillam streep agus cóiseach. We also heard Katrina ask Seamus, Catch and Jachu. Where did you go? Catch and Jachu. Seamus replied, Chaich mi gan Rhain agus gan Yillivish. I went to France and to Switzerland. Chaich mi gan Rhain agus gan Yillivish. Later on, Alice asked Katrina, and be usa a Dolph laich in Suda. Will you be going on holiday? And be usa a Dolph laich in Suda. And Katrina replied, Bí mi a Dolph galwapa. Yes, I will be going to Scotland. Bí mi a Dolph galwapa. One phrase we heard quite a lot there was Istallum. I like. Istallum. And that's no surprise, as we all like going on holiday. Now, let's listen to some of these phrases again, and remember, you can watch all of our conversations, supported by bilingual transcriptions, on our website.
Still mi bhí dul an Spáin ar lainn suúre.
Catchin bí a dul.
Bí mi dul go Asturias agus Catalonia. Stillam srip agus cóiseach. A tilid lainn suúre alles.
Stal, bí mi a dul den station Uinichtje, bí mi a dul go féis hiúil an Boston.
Ga mi gan station Uinichtje uithuris. Stel am an Rhain Jorpa.
Catchin jachu eins an Rhain Jorpa a héimiis.
Ga mi gan Rhain agus gan Elevis. Agus ga mi gan Spáin in Udi.
Wow.
Am bí suúd all a lion suúd an blian a chatriana?
Bí mi a dul a galapa. Bí mi a dul gan na herag.
To talk about liking something, we use istallum, I like. Chatalum, I don't like. In Gaelic, we don't hear me for I like, u for you like, e or e for he or she likes. We have lom for with me and lecht for with you. What we're actually saying is, it's a pleasure with me. is Tullum Levuch. I like reading. With him is Leish, and with her is Leah. So, is Tulle Levuch? She likes reading. Is Tullish Levuch? He likes reading.
And if you're learning with us, why not get in touch via social media and tell us Jes Tullet me vi a giúmsacha Gaelic. What do you enjoy about learning Gaelic? You'll find us on all of the usual platforms and we'd love to hear from you. Now, before I go, let's have a quick look at what we've covered in this episode. Jé na cur seachatan a hacket. What are your hobbies? Jé na cur seachatan a hacket. To ask if someone likes something in particular, it's an tullicht. Do you like? An tullicht. To answer, if you do, is tullum. I like. Is tullum. And if you don't, chattullum. I don't like. Chattullum. To ask where someone is going, Ca chimbiwa dol. Where will you be going? Or where do you go? Ca chimbiwa dol. And to reply, Bí mi a dol. I go to, or I will be going to. Bí mi a dol. To ask where somebody has been, Ca chindiachu. Where did you go? Ca chindiachu. And to respond, Chaich mi. I went. Chaich mi. Well, ha hi chackamsa falla finish. It's time for me to go now. Remember, you'll find lots of supporting materials on our website. You can watch all of the programmes in this series on BBC iPlayer and download our podcasts from BBC Sounds. There's plenty there to keep you going until the next episode. Until then, Martian Live and Drasta.